Almost every brawler has 2 star powers in Brawl Stars, and it's more than fair to say some are far worse than others. Like Belle's grounded star power. Everyone knows that this star power is in dire need of a rework. What it does is it stops reloading for any brawler hit by your marker for 3 seconds. But one of the biggest problems is that enemy brawlers can still attack. So as long as you're not hitting a Bea or a Carl, you're rarely ever going to get value out of this. And come on, it's severely outclassed by positive feedback. Belle herself is incredibly strong, but this just does her dirty. No one would even care if it was removed, like Bonnie's wisdom tooth. See, on paper, frag under cannon attack seems really good. A bit of extra damage goes a long way, right? No, not in this case. You see, it has a very small radius, only like 2 tiles, and even then there's only 4 projectiles that come off, and they do 25% damage each. The only time I can think of using this star power is when you're breaking down showdown boxes, and it doesn't even help when you're patrolling around the map since you have to hit an enemy brawler for it to activate. Though, foot patrol might be a bit more useful. Grom's first star power, which gives a 15% faster move speed when holding onto his super. Rarely are you going to be sitting on a super, especially with Grom. Severely outclassed by his second star power, X Factor, it just doesn't give enough value for it to be viable. Granted, speed is incredibly useful in this game, though that doesn't excuse the high price for that extra speed, which is 2,000 gold in a super. He really needs a promotion. A field promotion, which is coincidentally another pretty bad star power. Colonel Ruff's star power grants 30 extra health when near Ruffs each second to nearby brawlers. In the right scenario, this star power can be incredible, like if you have a Frank with a sponge star power and shield and health gears. But otherwise, this doesn't usually provide as much value as you would like, considering when you die, you lose it all, and you're gonna die quite a lot. You can argue against this all you like, but you cannot tell me that air superiority is worse. It deals an extra 1,000 damage as well as breaks walls. You'll be breaking the walls that Dynamite is dyna jumping over. Speaking of, Dynamite's dyna jump star power, especially after the recent rework, in my opinion, killed the star power. Firstly, it takes an incredible amount of skill to actually pull jumps off in a valuable way. The average player will never find substantial value in this. Secondly, you can't double jump or triple jump anymore. I just think it's not worth buying over the consistency of demolition. I can already see people yelling at me in the comments. Same with 8-Bit, his plugged in star power, which gives a really good speed boost only to 8-Bit when he's nearby his turret. I really think it's a good star power, but it only affects you. It doesn't help your teammates in any way. That might be your thing, but it's not mine. Let's compare this to Boosted Booster, which increases the range of the turret as well as the attack boost it gives. I just think overall this star power helps a lot more than plugged in does. What's that in the air? Is that a controversial opinion on a mobile game? Yeah, it is. I think Sparky is a terrible star power. Rarely does it ever hit enemies since it's so darn slow, but Energizer provides both extra range for Jesse's attacks as well as heals the turret. It's a no-brainer, man. Sparky's value falls flat. I could see it being used on some maps, maybe like dueling beetles, but not really anywhere else. This star power makes me want to give myself a fake injury, which is the next star power. Fake injury is Gray's star power, which when at max health gives him a 25% damage reduction to the next incoming attack. It's a very odd choice for Gray. Brawlers aren't at max health too often, and a damage reduction at max health, in my eyes, won't provide too much value overall, especially when comparing this to New Perspective, which not only provides a team-wide buff, but it's a good buff at that. 1,000 health each time entering his doors. I think we can all agree fake injury is better off being a real injury. I don't know how to transition to this one. Melees. Byron's star power, which after being hit by a super causes the enemy to stop healing for 9 seconds. 9 seconds is a pretty long time, but 1, they can still heal 25%, and 2, if they don't have a healer, then this is useless. I can only see this being used as a last pick in power play. And hey, a piercing shot is always a good thing to have. Honorable mentions to the Nags and Scorching Siphon. These ones are a bit better than the others, but they are really tricky to pull off right. To the Max lets his frag projectiles bounce off of walls and is only viable in solo showdown or with a level 4 surge. And Scorching Siphon increases reload speed when around a puddle, but I think you might hit the puddle on accident and it's kinda tricky to use as well. If you disagree with anything, let me know down below.